Hello and greetings from Los Angeles in my beautiful hotel room in LA. We give you tip off after the Jazz lose to the Sacramento Kings. Hope you are well. Hope you're doing well. Remember to add us on Facebook and join Lockdown Sports on Facebook and add into that conversation. So, another bad loss. And it is now feasible that the Jazz could lose 13 straight to end the season. You'd like to believe we're going to get a win somewhere along the way, but after losing at Sacramento and you look at the schedule, it's hard to see where that one's coming from. San Antonio will be playing for their lives, unquestionably. New Orleans will be playing for playoff position. Portland will be playing for playoff positions, playing great. And Denver on the final night of the year, I guess, might not be. So it's a little hard to imagine. And the Lakers are going to be hot as all get out when we play them after losing last night. So things don't look great. Jazz, the effort from the bigs last night, yesterday afternoon, was not good enough. Gordon Hayward had a nice day. Kyle Weaver impressed Ron Boone and did some things very well in that ball game. Played under control. Gordon continues to develop. There's good nights, there's bad nights. I wrote a lot about it and emptied the noggin. And the Jazz bigs, Paul and Pasenko and Millsap and Favors, and Jefferson, just they need to run the floor better transition defense, better effort. And Jefferson said it himself after the ball game. So that's disappointing to see right now. And it's on those guys. And I get it. It's been a long season. There's a lot of oh, poor us right now. But get over it and let's play. CJ is disturbing to me right now. I put some numbers up on Empty the Noggin that will, I think, stun you. I don't have them right in front of me because I'm talking to you. But I think he ranks 113th out of 117 qualified three-point shooters. I think he ranks about 105 out of 108. Field goal percentage, bottom line on CJ Miles is 40% shooting from the field and 33% shooting from three is not good enough. And this was the year in which you hoped he would take that step forward. This is the year in which you thought he would improve in different times. Once when he was coming off the bench, then when that didn't work, when he started, he's putting up points, but it doesn't matter. He is shooting so poorly, and he is not playing at an NBA level offensively right now. And that is a huge decision this organization has to make because he's a piece that needs to come together. He's still young, and there's still an opportunity, but the play he is putting out right now is certainly not good enough. I was obviously things are rough right now, and it's a lot about draft position. And frankly, last night's win-loss was good for us. It is worth remembering that the model on the trade was to pick up assets and to stay competitive, and the staying competitive part has failed. Though with Devin Harris, the Jazz were 5-7 while still trying to figure out who they were. They were primarily wins over not as good teams, but at least, and that's probably what you can be if you're a 500 team. That was staying competitive. What's going on right now is clearly not competitive, and with these injuries, with Andre out, with Raj out, with Devin out, and with Ronnie out, this is not a good team. This is one of the least good teams in the league right now. Okay, now this is a very awkward moment. I have an itch on my nose, and because I'm on video on YouTube, I don't know what to do. I guess those of you got to see that. Sorry. Weird story out of Minnesota that Jerry would consider coaching again. Jerry has had the perfect quote, "I'm retired and I'm hoping to enjoy it." To me, I wrote about this and talked about it on the TV broadcast last night. To me, this doesn't seem to be a huge story in the sense that Jerry is a huge competitor. What do competitors do? Competitors compete. That's the word. And at some point, I would think that Jerry gets bored and that realizes that the relaxed life doesn't burn the fire. And in that time period, the things that had exhausted him and wore him out while he was coaching the Jazz would seem less. And maybe would be invigorating, maybe to be new environment. So I've always thought that there would be a day where somebody offers him a deal he can't refuse and that he coaches again. Now, when I've expressed this opinion, the one thing that's been brought up to me is the idea of loyalty between he and the Millers. And again, I wrote about it in Locked On Jazz, but I think that might be a factor that I had not entirely put into my equation or thought of. And that might change it. And then whether he can get Phil to come back and put the whole thing together again the way he would want it would be a question. But the idea of considering it does not seem to stun me. All right, two other things. Utes will announce Larry Kraskowiak today. Hopefully he'll be good. I talked to some people around who said that the college game fits him better than the pro game. He likes motion offense. I ran through a bunch of numbers on his Montana teams, and I couldn't really discover a personality. His Milwaukee NBA team was the worst defensive team in the NBA, but that may have been because of his personnel with Michael Redd and some other things. He does seem to be more offensive coach than a defensive coach would be the only thing I noticed, but that may be just because of the personnel at Montana. It'll be interesting to see. My complaint this entire time is that I just don't feel that search had enough depth to it. But time will tell. And if Chris Hill knew, and maybe that search was going on for the entire last year, and he knew the whole time that Krzyzewski was it was going to be the new head coach. So, and had researched it, and he obviously liked him the first time. We'll see. I would hope it works. He's in a tough situation. I don't feel like Boylan left it in very good shape because he was trying to save his job. And it would just be fabulous if Utah could bring that back. With the Pac-12 going on and the teams that are coming in, the environment, the energy that exists at the Poly Pavilions and the MacArthur courts at Oregon and the Heck Edmondson Pavilion in Seattle and out in Pullman, to be a part of that and get that vibe going. And the McHale Center in Arizona would be really a fabulous thing for the community and for the University of Utah. And I hope that they can do it. I'll be rooting hard for that to go correctly, and hopefully Larry can build this program and bring in a staff. I think they've got to get some Utah kids. They can't exist on this thing without any Utah kids as they have the last few years. And finally, Saturday I didn't get to watch all of it, but Brandon Knight, Kemba Walker matched up head to head. I'm a Knight guy. Walker's a special kid. When you win 10 games in a row like that, he's just little. He's not as wide as a Ty Lawson to me. I'm not convinced he's a starting point guard in the NBA, but maybe as the game spreads out and gets faster and we see Denver playing, Ty Lawson along with Raymond Felton. Felton and Lawson are both just so big, and I'm not sure that Kemba Walker, while he's yoked, I'm not sure he has that width to him. But those are the two very similar players to who he is. And he's got it. And this organization right now needs somebody who has it and needs somebody who has some leadership to him. But I like Brandon Knight, the player, more so than I like the player of Kemba Walker. And I watched that game, even though Kemba won that game. Knight dribbles an awful lot, has the ball an awful lot, and have to learn to move it a little bit. So does Walker, frankly, and that's how the college game is. All right, that's your tip-off for this Monday, April 4th. Hope you're well. Bye.